second decade of streaming and video on demand, with every film just a few keystrokes away, whether it be on something like Amazon Prime or to torrent on a site like the Pirate Bay, there's really only one film that I would consider to be my white whale. Mark Jackson's 2011 debut feature, Without. Film stars Joslyn Jensen as a young caretaker, also named Joslyn, who arrives on an island town somewhere in the Pacific Northwest to look after a nonverbal elderly man who may or may not be cognitively impaired or disabled while his family is away for several days.
System down. Takes about 15 minutes to start back up, all right? Okay. Only press it if you want to turn it off. Okay, so you got your channels here. You got a menu button here. We got about 600 channels, but I just leave it on the fishing channel. That's 354. That's the one he likes to watch, so we just set him up in front of it.
Okay. 354.
354.
Salt, pepper, tea, bottled water, coffee. I don't know how old that coffee is, but it's probably still drinkable. Annie's shells and cheese, do not eat that. That's Joe's, and he loves it, and I can't get it on this island. But everything else should be fair game. Dad likes mashed peaches in the morning. I know he may seem like he's not all there, but he has his way of getting what he wants.
I first saw the trailer for Without on Vimeo sometime around 2014, 3 years after the film was shown at Slam Dance. There was evidence it was at one point available to rent on iTunes, but had since been taken down. Around 2018, it may have been available again on iTunes for a short period of time, but I missed it. I remember spending entire nights searching Google, YouTube, torrent sites, Dailymotion, the Internet Archives, in hopes I could find the film. It wasn't until recently I randomly found a full version of it on YouTube by what appears to be Joslyn Jensen's own YouTube account. What drew me to the film and to desperately seek out trying to find it based off just a single trailer was it seemed to be shot with a really interesting naturalism, tone, and the concept of the film felt remarkably minimalist. And these assumptions upon finally watching the film were confirmed. Much of the film plays like a hermetic chamber piece. As the title implies, Joslyn is without cell service or internet, as the owners of the home don't have any. Much of the film depicts Joslyn wandering around the home trying to get service with her smartphone. She even rummages the owner's storage for a 90s-era desktop and attempts a dial-up connection. The film was made around 2011 and is quite prescient considering it was one of the first pieces of media to fully explore humanity's newfound addiction to smartphones. The film also flirts with some horror elements, as much of its tone feels foreboding. In the mornings, Joslyn finds her smartphone in a different place than it was when she went to bed, and one night a mysterious wound appears on her back. This forces her to question whether it was the action of the man she's taking care of or not. But I will not elaborate any further on that. You just have to see the film for yourself. In interviews, director Mark Jackson revealed he is not a huge cinephile, and most of his inspiration comes through observation, rather than watching other films. This checks out, as Without doesn't feel like it owes inspiration to any one film, and the film's central focus is Joslyn, how she moves around the house, speaks with others on the phone, works out in the family's personal gym, interacts with the few island locals, how she withholds a recent loss in her life and privately mourns. Joslyn feels like a fully fleshed person rather than just a movie character.
Don't go like this. If you go like this, you're gonna shut down the whole system. Take you about 15 minutes to start back up. Don't go like this unless you wanna fuck up the whole system. You can change the channels like this. You can change the channels like this. But don't go like this or like this, because that would mean you were changing the channels. We got about 600 channels, but you can only watch one. The fishing channel, 354. But I want to watch movies. But you can't watch movies. This is my house. Oh man, I really want to. But you can't. You have to watch the fishing channel, 354. Don't forget. I'll try to remember. It's really difficult for me. That's how you put a lock on the volume, and that's how it remembers what kind of volume you want. But you got to do it with your left hand, because if you do it with your right hand, then you can end up setting a volume for 36 instead of 34, and you really don't want this one. You want this one down here, because that's what's going to sound really, really good for you. Okay? Got it? Okay?
I really recommend this film to anyone interested in low-budget filmmaking, or if they're an aspiring filmmaker themselves. It is not only one of the best independent films of its decade, it's also one of the best performances of its decade, a pioneering film of the DSLR revolution that warned how the coming decade of interconnectivity, from gamified social media apps to smartphones, will end up isolating us just as much as it brings us together.